Blood pressure protocols. Pre-assessment requirements. The subjects must rest at least 5 minutes prior to obtaining blood pressure measurements. In addition, the subjects must not consume caffeine or nicotine 30 minutes before the measurement. Today we have Mr. Taylor helping me demonstrate the protocols for blood pressure. The subject must sit in the proper position in order to get an accurate reading for the blood measurement. First, the subject needs to make sure their feet are apart from each other and facing forward. Next, the subject must be sitting in a chair which has back support. The subject then needs to make sure their arms are stretched out while having their palms facing upward. When measuring for blood pressure, the subject must have a bare arm in order to get an accurate reading from the brachial artery. Finally, the cuff must be the correct size for the subject's arm. When placing the cuff on the subject, make sure to place the artery mark on the brachial artery. The cuff should fit snug on the arm of the subject. Make sure the stethoscope ear tips are facing the correct direction. To make sure the stethoscope is working, you must tap on the valve to ensure there is sound. When placing the valve, make sure it is not under the cuff. Also, make sure the valve is turned all the way to the right to ensure that no air comes out while checking for the blood pressure. When inflating the cuff, make sure you reach 200 millimeters of mercury. Once you reach 200 millimeters of mercury, you will release the valve slowly to get an accurate reading of blood pressure. The two Korsakoff sounds you will hear is called systolic and diastolic. Systolic is the first sound you will hear, which is the highest pressure during contraction of the heart. Diastolic is the last sound you will hear, which is the arteries between heartbeats, when the heart muscle is resting, refilling with blood. After measuring Mr. Taylor's blood pressure, he had a systolic of 120 millimeters of mercury and a diastolic of 80 millimeters of mercury, which makes him pre-hypertensive.